Hi guys. Earlier this year, I put together a Get Lost bag. And I did a video talking about everything that was in it and, you know, so on and so forth. Well, now I have my Get Lost bag 2.0. So, I figured I'd take this opportunity to show it to you guys and maybe see what you think. And, I don't know, maybe somebody else out there might have some ideas or suggestions on, you know, what I forgot or what I should put in there. Maybe, you know, maybe what I missed. Well, let's crack it open. Let's see what we got. All right. Immediately. Actually, the bag. It's a lot bigger than my last one. Okay. This is my camera bag. I keep all my camera equipment and whatnot. This is my last one. And this is what I'm using now. So, quite a bit bigger. I can't remember. It's not an Expedition. I know that. It's similar to an Expedition. It was like 40 or 45 bucks on Amazon, I think. Not 100% sure. These are supposed to be leg straps, but what I've done is I've used them to put a container. Oop, with my life straw. So, water filtration and a container. Okay. All right. As for the rest of it, let's get comfortable. Let's sit down and have a good look. All right. So, get into this thing here. First part. A lighter and a ferro rod. Now, you should always have at least one ferro rod. Oop. Yeah, that's good. Always, always, always have at least one ferro rod. Now, yeah, see, it's not so bad, I guess. I was doing that because, like earlier, I did this part, and garbage. But flipping it around, you actually get some, but with something decent, you're gonna get much better sparks out of it. So, when you get a ferro rod, normally find something better than one of these. The striker that they come with, they're usually not very good. Cut down like a piece of an old file or something like that, a high carbon, like an 01 tool steel. Maybe an old hacksaw blade might even work, I'm not sure. But either way, always have a ferro rod, always have a lighter. One of the more important things that you can put in your The Pelican 1910 flashlight works on one AAA battery. For its size, it's pretty bright. Geez, I can't remember, like 150 lumens or something like that. For its size, it's pretty bright, but it's not so bright it's going to kill your battery quick. And the battery actually lasts for quite a while. Okay, I haven't gotten a Leatherman yet. I still have the Gerber from the original kit. I didn't show it before because honestly, I had nothing nice to say about it. I still don't, but I had some comments of people wondering, you know, what it was. It's got a lot of tools. It's got a lot of options. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'd much rather have a Leatherman. But yeah, these scissors are garbage. All in all, I just haven't had the money to get a decent one, so I'm stuck with what I have until I do. You know, here's what it is, not a big deal. Ziploc bag. I had two, at least, in here. I can't remember what I used it for. I haven't replaced it, partially because I don't have any big Ziploc bags at my house right now. I'm gonna go shopping, I don't know, some point, relatively soon. And I will get some and I will replace it. But I don't do that as soon as I get home a lot of the time anyway. I do it periodically. There's still one in there. Instafire. I just picked this up. I really don't know if it's any good or not. I will do a review on it, but I want to do that review when it's pouring rain. Yes, I will come into the woods while it is pouring rain just to light a fire. I'm totally going to do that. Because it says that it'll light wet wood and that it burns at nearly 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit and that it burns on snow, water, and ice. But it's non-volatile, so it doesn't flare up, and it has a burn time of 10 to 15 minutes. No harmful chemicals, is safe to store near food, and the leftover ash is a natural fertilizer, so it nourishes the earth. I will do a review once I have the ability to get that done. I'm not going to do it today because it ain't raining. I could light a fire right now with my ferro rod, no problem at all. I want to do it in the pouring rain. Okay, for those of you who haven't watched my channel before or haven't seen the particular video, I did a review on the SOL Scout survival kit. I didn't like it, but the survival blanket was, it was really, really marginal, but it was good enough for me to keep it. I've had better, I've had worse. This is sort of mediocre, but it is good enough that I did keep it for this kit. So I can put a shelter with this and my non-existent paracord, which I had in here, and I must have used for something else. So, reminder to me for later on, put paracord back in, your kit, especially when you plan on doing a video about it. So, SOL survival blanket, Mylar, heat reflective, all that kind of whatever. And Larry the Cable Guy rump wipes. It is biodegradable toilet paper. It is a shower in a bag. It is, maybe clean and dress a wound, or, kind of whatever. Use your imagination. It's good for that. I'm a fan of Larry the Cable Guy, but I really, really, really like these rump wipes. They're, I get them for like $1 a pack. It's 12 to a pack. It's, kind of expensive, but I mean, they're pretty heavy duty. They're pretty heavy duty. At some point, I will get onto Amazon and get one of those shovels where the handle folds out and locks into place. But for now, I have a dollar store shovel that I just tore the handle off of, just so it'll fit into here. And all in all, I mean, it's really not all that bad. And you know, I mean, I could split, you know, a piece of live wood and then, you know, put it on and bind it up really good with some paracord and, you know, dig with it or whatever. Or I can just dig like that. Fact of the matter is, you don't have to spend a whole lot of money to put together a camp kit, a get home bag, a get lost bag, or, you know, anything like that. You can use your imagination and make do until you have a couple extra bucks, you know, to get something a little bit better. You know, you don't have to spend a lot. So that's this side. So normally I have paracord right here. I took my kids camping. We were doing a bunch of stuff like last week, and I must have used it for something. But you know, note to self, put that back. Normally I do not keep a folder, ever. Not as a primary, at least. Now, it's a rare day that I ever go into the woods without my Selker. It's very rare that I ever go into the woods without my fixed blade knife. But for the sake of completeness in sort of a just-in-case scenario, I have a knife in here, and you know, it needs to fit properly, you know, kind of whatever. So I have a folding knife, and I got a K-Bar folder, the 3077. I like this knife. I knew somebody who had one of these. I came across this online on some website for like 30 bucks. And well, geez, I'm getting it. You know, I'm gonna grab that. So, you know, I ordered it up and I put it in my my get lost bag. It's you know, I mean, for a folder, it's a good knife. I wouldn't necessarily trust it completely in every single task that I would use my fixed blade for, but you know, I mean, it is a knife. You never know, just in case. All right. Piece of birch bark that I picked up while I was wandering around. If you can't get a fire going with birch bark, you should not be in the woods by yourself. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Medical gloves. Sealed. Now, normally I prefer nitrile. These are PVC. So, I mean, they're not latex. That's, you know, if I come across somebody in need of help, I could, you know, maybe they have a severe latex allergy. So, never use latex. Go for nitrile. But PVC, PVC's fine. 4-ply, 4x4, non-woven compress sponges. Those are for those, you know, big boo-boos. For the smaller ones, various sizes and whatever of the medical adhesive strips. I also have alcohol prep pads. Fairly important. You don't want to get an infection if you're in a survival situation. I also have benzocaine chloride. You clean out a wound with these, maybe you want to take the burn off with these. And, you know, I mean, in the off chance that you need to clean, you know, a bunch of crud off your hands, I also have some of the wet naps, moist towelette. I'm pretty sure it's not benzocaine chloride. This is basically what they give you if you order chicken wings, and you know, they give you that to clean off your hands. Got it in a restaurant. And hand-powered chainsaw. Not necessarily the best thing to use, you know, but it is small, it is lightweight, it is compact, and for the purposes of this kit, it is good enough. It will do the job. All right, the third and final pouch. .3M medical tape goes along with the first aid stuff. It just doesn't necessarily fit in there very well, so it's in here. A button compass that actually works. Normally these things don't work. This one does. Okay. I did a review. It might have been the Coghlan's survival kit. Maybe. I'm not sure. But I got this out of one of the survival kits. And I never expected that it was, you know, going to work at all, let alone reliably, and it actually does. So a button compass that actually works, that's a first for me. Signaling mirror. Oof. A signaling mirror might not seem like such a great idea to a lot of people. You know, oh, what am I going to do? Sit there and, you know, no. Well, it's a good idea to have one of these things, maybe a little bigger than this, but one of these things in your kit. Every single kit that you go into the woods with, you should have something like this. This year hasn't been so bad. Last year, the ticks were unbelievable. Every single time we went into the bush, there was a tick on the dog or on one of us, or, you know, it was crazy. You need one of these to kind of check yourself down, make sure you don't have, you know, any ticks in any intimate areas, so to speak. Quick tinder. Always good. Always good to have fire lighting capability in redundancy. I also have 3 Zantac 150 milligram antacids. I sometimes do get a little bit of that acidy stomach thing, so for my own comfort, I have them in here. You never know. And you know, I mean, I might, I don't know, eat something or other and get an upset stomach, and that'll hopefully help. I have 10 water purification aqua tablets, along with the instructions for those tablets. Now, I might not necessarily need, you know, the instructions per se, but in a pinch, that'll help me get a fire lit. So, and if I'm in the woods with somebody else and they're using this and they're not really familiar with how these things work, you know, maybe I've fallen and cracked my head or something and they're taking care of me, instructions are there. heat wraps. Robax? Yeah, Robax heat wraps, up to 16 hours of heat. Well, I bought a kit for my back. I had a really sore back for a while, so I bought a kit, and it had like this belt kind of idea with 2 pouches in the back, and you take these things, you open up the pack, you shake them up, and you put them in, and they're supposed to heat up. They didn't really heat up really all that much. Not that much at all. But I live in Canada. If I'm lost in the woods and it's minus 30 degrees, any heat will probably help. So they're in here. I don't have high hopes for them. I'll be honest with you. I really don't. But hey. Okay. The SOL Howler survival whistle. This thing is loud. Really loud. All in all, I was not impressed with the SOL kit at all. That whistle was one of the only things that exceeded my expectations. All the rest of it pretty much failed, including their fishing kit. My hair is stronger than the fishing line that they put in here. If you buy yourself any kind of survival kit, any kind of emergency kit, take the stuff out. It doesn't take that much to unpack it and repack it. Take it out, test it out, give it a try. Everything in this fishing kit, hooks, lines, sinkers, and swivels, is all replaced with stuff that actually works. The hooks, you could just bend them. The line, you could break it easily. I wasn't going to trust the swivels. I wasn't going to, sinkers are sinkers. Okay, fine. I just dumped it out, threw it all out, and put stuff in here that is actually going to work. Now the little bottle is nice and fine, and it's even labeled fishing kit. It's fine. The bottle is great. Everything in it was not. So, like I say, I replaced it with good stuff. Always do that. Always, always, always do that. Nope. Put my birch bark back where it belongs. Get your stuff out. Play with it. Make sure it's going to work. Don't be in a bad situation and discover that that stuff that you bought is going to let you down. And it's much better idea to put your own kit together anyway. You know what your knowledge base is, you know what you're capable of, you know what you're going to need, more or less. I don't need a little booklet in here to tell me about wild edibles. I've got that up here. But if you don't have that up there, you might want to put a little booklet in here. You just never know. It's good to be prepared. And it's a very, very rare day that I ever actually get lost in the woods. I'm, pretty good with my sense of direction. My bush craftiness, my bush lore, all that. I'm pretty good in the woods. I very rarely ever get lost. But even monkeys fall out of trees, right? Could happen. Hey, you never know. I got nothing planned. I got nothing really to do. Maybe I want to make myself up a fishing rod, fishing pole, and go fishing, put up a little campsite, use my survival blanket to put up a little shelter in case it rains or whatever, and maybe I want to catch some fish and just camp out for the night. I'm really chaotic that way. It wouldn't surprise anybody if I did that. And the fact of the matter is, if I wanted to do that, not only that I would, with this I could. I probably could without it too, but not necessarily going to be catching fish. And actually, you know what, as a matter of fact, there's, I got some snare wire at home. I got a bunch of snare wire at home. I think I'm going to put some snare wire into here as well, so that, you know, in a bad situation, there's game trails all over the place. If you know how to find a game trail, you know, set some snares. Might be a waste of time, might not be, but you could have some snares out there while you're fishing, and, you know, maybe. And I mean, if not, there's, you know, probably wild edibles like all around. I saw some mint on my way in here. I was thinking about, you know, doing some curly dock. Milkweed. Milkweed you gotta really boil. Curly dock has a nice lemony flavor. Actually, I still need to do a wild edible. So, if I was to catch a fish and cook it with the lemony curly dock, that'd be delicious. So, whoa. Sitting in a thorn patch right now, but either way, you know, there's edible plants all over the place. Set some snares along the game trails, go fishing, set up a campsite. You know, if I wanted to, I could. And in the unlikely event that I get lost, I'm covered. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys checking out my videos. I've got a lot of comments that are very, very positive, very, you know, a lot of encouragement, and I really appreciate that, guys. You know, I mean, I have a lot of fun doing this, and as long as I've got some viewers, you know, enjoying my videos, I'll keep doing them. I really enjoy it. But you know, I really appreciate all the positive comments and the positive feedback and suggestions, and, you know, whatever that I've been getting as well. You know, you guys are great. So that's it's really appreciated. Really appreciate it. But yeah, I guess that's it for me. Time to get out of here. Maybe go see what mischief I can get into, and who knows? Do something else the rest of my day, maybe. So I hope you guys enjoyed my Get Lost Bag 2.0. I still have a few improvements to make on it, and anybody has any suggestions, you know, on maybe what I missed or forgot, or, you know, whatever, by all means, leave it in the comments section. Always appreciated. And yeah, I'm out of here. So, thanks again. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the woods sometime. If not, I'll see you in the next one.
Ha ha ha.